Is Delhi Bhagwan Barose? And who has let Delhi down? Is it climate change? Is it the people of Delhi? Is it the politicians of Delhi?
And Shreya, I think this is a moment to maybe say that we are all responsible in one way or another. And this is an opportunity for local communities, be it resident welfare associations, to say that if my government is not accountable, how do we make them accountable? But how do we make ourselves accountable? So I'll give you specific examples. We do see, for example, in residential areas and others, where you have buildings that have constructed their ramps on the footpaths, but there is no water that is then being allowed to go to the drains. So, this, on one hand, is the people themselves who are constructing this, as well as the permissions. And therefore, I think that from a climate adaptation perspective, because I'll outline actions over there, first, let's ensure that this does not happen, right? So there's also responsibility at the community level to ensure that we all behave in a way that protects our neighborhood and our environment. We need to clean our stormwater drains at the most basic level. We do have a Delhi Tree Preservation Act, but we need more stringent regulations around the permissions to fell or cut trees as well. According to the Delhi Wetlands Authority, we have about 1,045 water bodies in the city, but they are largely on paper. So again, our communities need to make our government, it could be MCD or otherwise, accountable in redeveloping them in an ecological manner. I should say that in many cases, the communities themselves ask for concretization, right? So there is in that sense accountability at both levels. And just one more thing, from a climate mitigation perspective, because I work in urban development and transport, one of our speakers said, what is it that we should not also be doing is Delhi has one of the largest public transport networks in the country, and yet we are seeing a consistent increase in the use of personal vehicles. Not only do they contribute to air pollution and GHG emissions, right? We have a Delhi parking policy, and we at the center, I also have an NGO that prepared a parking plan to implement the policy. So we are working with
Sure.
MCD, advocating with them
Okay.
in how we can regulate their use. So I think that there is
Okay.
action required at
Okay.
multiple levels.
And action is required through the year. But what can you do beyond a point if you have heat waves killing you, if you have monsoons and floods killing you, and if you have, in the winter pollution killing you as well? Is it time for you to leave the city? Is it time for all of us to leave the city? I don't think many of us can make that choice, honestly, given that our jobs are here, given that, our families are here, etc. But probably it's a question that many of us ask ourselves on an everyday basis. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Just something for our viewers to think about. After all, this is India's national capital. Dr. Qureshi, thank you for your time. Anulal, thank you very much. Vimlendu Jha, good to have you on the show. And Sonal Shah, thank you very much for your time as well. And to our callers, thank you very much. I'm afraid